Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Jason Sterling. I'm a member of the EA Creator Network. And let's see here. If we are rolling, we should be rolling like always, but we'll give it a quick shot, make sure we're online. Let's see here. And then we'll jump back into the line here. The line, as I'm calling it, kind of based on yeah, we're running based on Saudi Arabia's concept, right? Saudi Arabia has this concept of building a sort of city. It's a city, but it's basically like really two long buildings, one on each side, running like 100 miles, and then 500 stories tall, holding 9 million people, right? So I decided to do this little small version of it here in The Sims. And then to boot, we'll go ahead and we'll just do it fairy style because we've had the Enchanted by Nature pack most recently. So we're going to do it kind of fairy style. Now, a real hallmark of that particular concept is that the exterior is mirrored. I have started that here, as we can see. It leads to some issues. First of all, of course, mirrors do not remain a mirrored surface when you get a certain distance away. That's okay. It's really not that big a deal. It's not going to be that often we're going to need to worry about it. The other big thing, though, was that where the mirrors were overlapped, because at first I was just overlapping them to fill the gaps, we got some really, really bad stutter. I covered all that in the last episode. So I kind of went over just only doing the front part because I was going to have to basically freehand each mirror, into place against its neighbor, just exactly against its neighbor so that it wouldn't overlap at all. There'd be no stutter. I tried using tool mod and all sorts of things to get rid of the stutter. Nothing would work. Now, it was really tedious, but as you can see, I went ahead and still extended it around the corners and at least down part of the side here on this one side. Sometimes it's easier if we go through tab mode, we'll kind of maintain the effect a little bit longer. So down this one side, I've done it and I'll fill in back here as well. And then over here on this other side, I've also done it over here, right? Now, I went ahead and added some windows using the new glass wall techniques that we got. This is the particular pattern from the pack Enchanted by Nature. I mostly did that because, what can I say? I couldn't get rid of this molding on the outside of this building without losing it on the inside of the building. And I didn't want to lose it on the inside. So since it was sticking out anyway and looked different, I thought, hey, let's just make that entire part different. And now that we'll go and stick windows there. And that's how this side ended up in that fashion as well, because I wanted the two sides to balance. So it's been an odyssey deciding how I was going to do the exteriors, but we're almost there. Right now, I'm going to work on, there's a large on the line as the concept art shows it now. What they're working on right now is there's a marina, which is kind of represented by this water, and cruise ships can pass through this gate directly through the middle of the community. And hanging over the gate is a massive green glass. It's supposed to be kind of like an observation room. I guess you would go down into it, and then you can look at cruise ships, passing underneath you, something like that. I don't know. That's what the concept art looks like. So we're going to try to build something here in our gate that's going to hang down. I'm going to just make mine a kind of light, like basically a big sort of chandelier, right? So we'll go in here. And another thing I want to do is put a ledge here that we can put some sort of greenery on. Another hallmark kind of the line, as the concept art shows it, is a lot of greenery, like a lot of green space. because it is just basically completely self-contained, I guess, and it's in the middle of the desert. Obviously, that's to kind of, soften that. Let's roll that back a little bit. Do, do, do. So we'll put this here and we'll put this right here. And then we're going to, I don't know, I guess put dirt on it. I think I'll put some dirt on it. We'll throw some decorative ivy on there, which we've used through a lot of this particular build because it's right here. They call it artisanal lattice. It's, oh, hold on. Need my cheats in place. I'm a little scattered brain today. I've been kind of busy today. Today is my birthday, and I've had a great lunch out and opened up some gifts, and I'll have some cake later. But I wanted to come in here and get a little bit of work done on this particular build. Let's see here. So it might be a little bit of a quick stream, but it'll be good. Okay, we'll get that off there. Put that in place. Let's grab our, what did we lose there? Oh, we lost that. How did we lose that? And roll things back just a little bit here. Okay, so I don't know where this one came from. So there might be one missing somewhere. I don't see anything missing, but part of them did go back to wherever they belonged, and we'll go ahead and we'll put that ledge back into place there. Let's see. Come over here, drop this down. Okay, there we go. I don't know that I actually need trim here, but I guess it will kind of disguise, that white front of that platform under there. Let's go up. Let's take a look and see what we've got to work with. Okay, now I know part of what I want to use for this light fixture is going to be the plumb bob lighting from base game. Let me find it here. I just passed them all. Where are they? Come on. Ah, there we go. So I want that, and I'm going to make it huge, right? I'm going to make it really big. Put that there. Then I also want a couple of the light fixtures from Batu. They have a really exotic look. I want to do this one. So, it's really big. It's very sizable. We're going to really size it up here. Let's see, maybe like that, like that. How do we want to put it? Let me take a look here. I'm going to say, I guess just like that. That looks good enough. And I also want to use this one the same way. We're going to make it larger, make it a lot larger because I want it to hang down there. There we go. Now it hangs down. My thought is maybe even to pull this out, kind of even further here. Let me drop this down. Kind of like that, maybe. Yeah, I'm going to do like that. And then, I don't know. I mean, it's kind of floating there. I'm going to have to decide about that. I might have to, I do kind of want it to be back under the overhang. Let's drop that down again. I'm afraid that's too covered up with ivy. Well, maybe not. I mean, it's supposed to be kind of a very natural environment. And then I'm going to go down here. I'm going to put this down here. I guess I could just leave it right there. Let's take a look at it. I'm going to use tool mod here. I need to make sure I can reach it with tool mod. To flip it over, we're going to rotate it over so it'll be hanging down like a sort of, like a drop or a drop sort of finial, a reverse finial dropping down. I guess I can, whoops, sorry. I guess I can reach it right here, reach that part. So let's do that. Let's try that real quick. We'll go here into live mode. We'll use the tool mod to rotate it. Let's change the axis of the rotation. Is that correct? I think that's correct. We're going to rotate it all the way around. Oh, that's pretty good. It's very close to where I wanted it. So I do want to drop it down a little bit further. We'll go ahead and use tool mod. We could probably do this in the game, but it'll be easier here in tool mod. I'm going to drop it down just about a negative 0.5. Yeah, that's pretty close. That's pretty close to what I wanted. Now, ideally, I do want to swing this around again. Let's rotate it again, but not that way. We'll change the axis again here because I want to swing this nameplate on the front of it around to the back. So like the nameplate's supposed to be saying like alma mater or something on it. Because it was like a bonus if you owned the Sims 3 University and you bought the Sims 4. When you buy the Sims 4, if you own the Sims 3 University, you got this like plumb bob kind of lamp, right? So let's swing that around. There we go, like that. And I'm thinking maybe to scale it down just a little bit smaller. It's kind of big. I don't even know how big I have it right now. Really big. I'm going to try putting it at a 4. That's not too bad. Let's see here. That still seems a little bit big, but I don't know. I mean, maybe not. Let's try a 3.5. It's so easy to reverse things with tool mod if we don't like it. I'm going to pause my Sims down there. If I'm not careful, I'll let them run while I'm working on this. And I'll run out of daylight. We won't be able to see things as well. Let's go with 3.5 of its normal size. Yeah, let's go with that. That is better, I think. So pretty quickly, we do have, kind of our chandelier here starting to take form. It still sticks out maybe a little bit further from the front than I ideally want, but I don't think I'm going to move it any further. I think I'm going to leave it like that, and we'll just adjust this maybe. We'll build something else there. Another thing I'm going to do real quick, since we do have, we'll go back here into build mode. Since we do have a place here for some plantings and nature figures real heavily into this sort of build. Let's see if we can think of something to put up there. I could do, well, I'm thinking I could do, this thing again. The bamboo planter. But I don't know if I want to use that or not. I'm going to say no because it's sticking up through the lamp fixture too much. Really, I guess I could use nothing. I could just leave it as it is for the moment. Let's take a quick look. I want to see what this looks like at night. Because, what I think I want to do is I think I want to change the lighting here to green to cast an overall green glow. So we're going to go here back into live mode and just change our color here for this particular light to green. And we're going to change this light to green. I'm going to take a look and see if that kind of pops that green effect a little bit. Let's see. Yeah. See, I think that looks a little bit better. It looks a little bit more magical, a little bit more sort of, I don't know. It reminds me of the forest, reminds me of forest fairies, kind of like I would think they would behave. So I think that works. We'll go with that there. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now, one thing I've been working on also is kind of outlining the edges with a little bit of light. You can see a little bit of that here on this side where I have taken the light strips from maybe Spa Day or something, or I don't know, Spa Day or City Living or something, and kind of disguise this corner area. We're going to do that real quick, just as an, I'll do most of that offline, like I've already been working on it, but just to kind of illustrate how it works. You know, we'll put in one of them here. We're going to pull it out just a little bit from, whoops, from the edge. Come on. And we'll put one going the other way. Actually, we're going to need two. Let me put one back here. We're going to need two facing this way. And we're going to need two going this way. We're going to make kind of a little, like a little X of them here. And we'll put another one with it. I could do these in green as well. I might try them as green as well. We'll see. Kind of don't want that floating so much in the air. Let's see if we can change that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. That works better. Now, the problem with putting the lights like this is on one side, of course, you have a black, you know, the black backside of it instead of the white actually lit up side. Same thing over here. So again, what we'll do is we'll go in with Tool Mod. We're going to select this particular one. We're going to rotate it 180 degrees, right? And then voila, now we've got a light strip on both sides. We'll do this side here. Rotate that 180 degrees. And then the lighting here in this area is giving this kind of a weird look, like it's a little yellowy, which is kind of strange, but that's okay. Because I think I'm going to try this real quick. Green. We're going to try this green like we did up top. And just kind of see what kind of effect we get out of it. I really don't know if I want to do this here as well. I don't want to get too crazy with it, right? Because we could get way too much of a sort of gimmick like that, you know, pretty quickly. Here we go. Now we're going to go back here, of course, back into build mode. We'll turn the sun off. And yeah, see, I don't know that I really like that. Really, I don't know if that's really gonna do it for here. Now, I do really like it, you know, up here. Up here, I like the effect, right? Totally like it against that green wall and the green plants, not down here. So I think I definitely gonna have to change that back to just pure white, but we'll worry about that in another time. Let's see here. The other thing I'm doing with light fixtures, just for kind of an effect, right, is to define a boundary here, be where the mirrors stop and we have this sort of stone takeover. So we're going to, where is it here? Oh, wrong stuff. Here we go. We'll grab the strip O light here and we'll put it in place kind of about halfway, just kind of halfway there. I would say that's probably pretty good there. We're going to take another one and put it behind, and another one and put it behind. And again, just like we did kind of with that corner, we're going to use the tool mod to flip these around a little bit. So one of these, we're going to rotate 90 degrees. I'm going to turn it like at a right angle. You can kind of see it turn there. And we're going to turn the other one so that there will be a light strip on both sides, a negative 90 degrees. like so. So see, we've got light here on both sides now. I think it's kind of yellow because it's morning here and it's green. It's kind of casting that warm light. But the weird thing is that ain't yellow, right? So maybe I guess it's the side sun's not hitting, right? And then we get kind of that, sort of interesting effect. The weird thing is I've got a little bit closer down here than over here. So how in the world did I do that? That's weird. Let me see here. It should maybe I need to put it here. Would that have done it? That wouldn't have done it. Well, let's try it there and see what happens. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it would have done it. Let's see. Oh, come on, let go. Let me just grab this strip. There we go. Well, and that's not it either. I guess maybe, I don't know. Now maybe it won't work. I'd only started with this side. Maybe it's going to have something to do. I mean, it will work. It would just be a lot harder to do it. I'm like everything I do in this build so far. It's like, well, no, I could get it to work, but God, it's going to take time. I started over here and everything was on the correct edge of the grid. And maybe over here, the mirrors don't fall quite on the edge of the grid. So I might have to adjust it a little bit, but that's a basic idea of how that works. You line them up and then you flip them using rotate tool mod, and it gives you that effect, like over here, we'll get closer, we can see it. A little bit of the mirror shows through, and then you've got a light, and it kind of creates a boundary and a border with the wall there where things change. So now one thing I want to do, we're going to set up some activities for this particular build. One of the activities is going to be gardening. So I'm thinking of doing like a 4-story garden here, growing the new plants and growing the plants that we need for the apothecary skill, which, figures in so heavily, with the new pack. So we're going to build out a little bit of that feeling. We're going to come in here. We're going to do, let's see here. We'll grab the dirt. Here we go. And let me see here. I think I'm getting a little bit of lag. Let me check here and see what we're going with. Hold on just a moment. Yeah, we are kind of pushing it a little bit. I'm going to adjust some of these settings real quick. Let's bring lighting down a bit. The Sims, believe it or not, pulls like super, super high on graphics, right? On my graphics card. I have a 3060 graphics card, which granted is not a brand new graphics card. It's a couple of years old, and it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM with it, but The Sims wants to pull like most of it. Okay, so 8 gigabytes of video RAM and most of the processing power of that card. So it's been a little kind of laggy sometimes, and I thought I had it kind of resolved, but maybe not. Maybe not. Now, what we're going to do real quick, we are going to search through debug. Oops, let's see here. We're going to show hidden objects and live added objects. We're going to find some of those new seeds that we need for the new plants. With Enchanted by Nature came with like 3 new plants that kind of help you with, what's the word? Needs, like with your needs, right? The stuff that you need, food, stuff like that. They don't really eat food, they eat emotions, but you get the point. So let's go through here. Let's check real quick and see what we have going. I think they're down towards the bottom. Here we go. So we have like the Moody Shrub Seed. We have the Aura Blossom and Lightning Root. So Lightning Root we use with the Apothecary Table. The Mood, that's like where we can bottle emotions. It's kind of like food. And the Aura is for luck. That's like a luck one. So we're going to plant 2 of like everything. We'll put these here. Again, I'll have my Sims, like do that off screen. And I don't know, since I've got I put these glass floors in place thinking, oh, that'll look cool. But I also kind of need dirt there. I need it to look like dirt. I can make them smaller. Let's just try that. I feel like there's some sort of problem. There we go. There's the problem. I was thinking, I think there's some kind of problem though when we make them smaller. I think that's the problem. Like part of the floor disappears. So that's why I haven't done that in a while. And I guess it's not fixed. I guess it's going to be the same thing. And I don't know. Something tells me they won't walk on that. So we're going to just have to take the crystal clear floor out. Or not have dirt. I mean, well, I have to have dirt. In fact, you know what? I think I'm going to need a planter. Now that I think about to plant these in anyway. Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm going to need a planter anyway. So okay, so let's go back here. Let's grab the seeds we need. We'll grab our seeds. And now let's grab another lightning root here. And I guess I will go ahead and put the crystal clear flooring back in place. I'm going to hope somehow that this lightning root and these other ones will actually grow in pots. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to hope that because I don't have any other choice. Let's see here. I don't think there's anything else I need. So let's just get out of this kind of qualifier. Let's grab this floor. That'll get us out. And we can put the floor back into place. Like so. And then we'll put a ladder. We're going to put a ladder in here to get from place to place. So let's find a ladder. I don't know if I should do it like this or like that. I guess maybe, because what I'm worried about is I want to make sure that the Sims can reach this little seed here. And once it's a plant, I want to be able to reach the plant naturally. I also need them to be able to get off the ladder onto this part of the walkway. So you know what? Yeah, I better go ahead and switch that around. Like that. And then they'll get off, hopefully, and go this way. Onto the next ladder, going up to the next level. And is there a level above that? Yeah. Like that. Okay, so I need like planters. Let's see here. And I basically need round ones. I don't, well, we've got these. These are squares. So we can use the squares or we can could also use these new pots. Will they work in these? I mean, some stuff is supposed to. Does it say specifically what we'll work on here? Let me see here. Because not everything I think will grow in every size. Like I can't put a tree into this, I'm sure. So let's go ahead though. Let's try them. They are new to the game and they do look pretty cool. So I'm going to grab these. That just looks too small though, doesn't it? That looks like it's going to be too small. How big is this? That looks so much bigger. But they're supposed to work. I'm going to try them. If they don't work, we can swap it out with something else. It's not that big a deal. And I do want to try them for growing harvestables. So far, I've only grown. Let me qualify that. I've only killed houseplants in these. I've only attempted to grow houseplants in these. I have planted houseplants in these. Then I promptly ignored them. And they promptly died. So let's go with that. We'll put those there. And we're going to use the same ones up here. Because I need like sage and basil. So we'll do sage and basil here. And then, is this the fourth floor? It is. So on the fourth floor, one thing I could do, because I want to grow a tree, I want to grow a lemon tree. I'll go ahead and I'll put a standard size, whatever this thing is called, like a planter box. I'll put one of those. Is that the nicest one we have? I think it is. What do hydroponic planters do? Nothing. Okay. Nothing different. So let's see here. Let's go with a box. We'll go with this box. So if I put this up here, I should be able to put a lemon tree in it. And then it shouldn't be any problem. It should take care of it without any trouble. Let's see if we can find a lemon tree. We should be able to. I hope. Not too much trouble here. Okay, one of these it? No, that's avocado tree. Did I miss it? You know, the search function's been a little wonky. It kind of throws you in the general area, at least me. It throws me in the general area of where it's supposed to be. I'm going to try this again. Let's try lemon and just searching lemon and see what that does. There we go. So we got lemon tree and lemon tree, and they both seem to be exactly the same. So we'll go with that one. Wait, because I think what the difference is one of them's already grown. Okay, yeah. We're going to go with the one that is already grown, so we don't have to wait. We'll put that in there. And then let's take a look here. Let's look for some basil real quick. This ought to be easy, but I don't know. Okay, no, let's do it this way. I gotta remember, if you use this here at the top, it's only going to pull it up. It did not pull it up. It should have. Come on. Don't give me a hard time, game. Let's go with this then. Let's try it this way. And I'm just going to have to look for it very carefully here. It should be close to this point. Come on. Something that looks like a leaf. I could try. I guess I could order it on the computer later. But I know I found it before. Okay, let's try sage. See if we have better luck with that. I'm going to capitalize it like that. Okay, and it's not here either. Come on, I know it's in here. I know it's in here. I've looked it up recently to use for a garden recently. Let me go here. Come on, sage. Oh boy. Now, you know what I can do? I'm making this too hard. I'm going to go in here real quick. Let's sort it by base game, because both of those are a base game item and they're both in debug in base game. And so let's do that. I'm going to try to go slow here. Try not to go up too many of these levels at once. That is Snapdragon. So maybe a little bit further up here. Come on, it's gotta be here. Oh, is that it? That's sage. Yes, that's sage. Okay, so we got the sage, and this is basil. Okay, so there we go. Sage. Grab another one. Sage, basil, basil. So that's our lucky day, right? We found what we needed there. We've still got 2 pots open, and I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. I don't think there is. I think that's the only harvestables for it's like lemons, sage, basil, electric root, and then a whole bunch of things that you have to kind of like find or buy. You can usually find them by digging in the ground, like bones, stuff like that. So I think that is all that we need. So we've got 2 spots left open. I guess I could just throw, oh, daisies. Daisies is the other one. We need daisies. Let's put those. Because even though I'm not sure that we need daisies for apothecary. We can use those for the flower press book, so they'll come in handy. We'll do that. Now I'm going to bring my sim in here. Let's see if he can actually get up here. And I bet he can't plant those. Even though it looks like dirt, I don't think they can plant here. He's still very sad. Somebody died. I don't know who. Yeah, he can't plant that there because it's not real dirt. So let's see if he can plant this. No, come on. I want you to plant that. There we go. Plant the seed. Where is he? Oh, he says he can't get there. Okay, so maybe he should be able to get there. Hold on. I'm going to teleport him over here and see if I can figure out what's wrong. He should be able to go up through that floor using this ladder because he did it on with another build. So let me try this and see what the deal is. Can he go through the door? Yes. Can he go up the ladder? Yep, he can go up the ladder. Oh, no, he can't. Okay, hold on. Then maybe I'm wrong. I'm sure he went through that. I used those crystal clear floors over in the build I've been working on, the crystal bridge. And he climbed right up. So why would they not work here? I don't know. Let me take a look at it. See if I can figure this out real quick. It could be that, I don't know. Is he wanting to get off that way? I don't know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just try the obvious and get rid of this floor. I really don't want to. I really want to keep the floor. I really want it to be see-through. But also I really want this to work even more than I want to see-through floors. So let's have him come up here and see if he can plant it now. Let's do an easy one where I'm sure there's nothing blocking it. Can you make it? You're saying you still can't get up. Okay, so there's something wrong with the ladder. That's weird. There shouldn't be anything wrong with the ladder. I mean, the ladders have been working, so there's not, it's not a glitch. Let me see here. The arrows are showing that he can get off this direction, like this way. I can have him like teleport, but let's, you know what? Let's just swing it around. Let's just try it like that and see if that works. I just don't think that it will, but it's not working anyway, so it can't hurt to check, right? So we'll go up here real quick. We'll have him come up here. Let's just have him go here. Okay, so that's working. That is working. Okay, is the problem that he just can't plant this thing for some reason and he's just crying about the ladder for no reason? Nope, he can plant it. So I guess the ladder turned that way just wasn't going to work, right? That's fine because we can turn the ladders the other direction. I mean, in theory, I would think that the little arrow means it should have worked. And maybe it's broke, right? Maybe it's broke, but it does not matter because I don't mind turning them. I'm going to just turn them around here. I wonder if is he headed upstairs though now? He is, so he's going to use that one that way. He is using that one that way. And he's using it with the floor in place. So that's good news. I can put the crystal floor back in place. So all in all, I'm going to just call this a success. I think this worked. Yeah, this worked. let's go down here and we're going to put our floor back into place. I'm going to have him go ahead and finish this off, because if he can't get up this ladder, then I'll deal with that. Let's see here. Can he get up this ladder? Go here. Yeah? Who knows? Who knows what's wrong with that first floor ladder? It does not matter. We got where we were going. So we've got our garden. I kind of think of this as kind of our hanging garden, because it's like everything's hanging up in the air. So we've got our garden in place for our apothecary and a few flowers for our flower press book. We're going to go over here, and I put in stairwells here. I haven't decided what else to use with this space, except naturally the thought in my head is, activities. But we also have an awful lot of space over here where we could do activities. Right now, I have enough room for 9 people to sleep on this lot. So that's more than we need. But, I am thinking, because I live on the edge, you guys, because I live on the edge and I just don't care if all my saves get broken. I have been thinking about going in and creating a separate save and using for rent. I'm kind of testing it out with this build. So I've got 2 apartments. We could build a sort of long linear apartment out of one of these spaces, like maybe this one here. And I think that's what I'll do. In fact, now, I really do. And one thing I thought about doing was replicating this front, this sort of setup up here. Now, I did this to create a cafe, but I could use it for an apartment. And I suppose what I could do, I could make this a 2-story loft apartment, right? So we have a second floor, and we could do it as an artist studio, like an artist loft. Now that I think about it, that'd be pretty cool. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to grab this bottom part. We'll go up here like so. Where does it stick out to? Like right here, I think. I think so. So we'll do like that. And then we're going to create like a little wall here. And I really won't need this sort of chunk of stuff here. We'll do that, and then we'll go ahead and take out or build sort of a wall here. Oh, shoot. Oh, let me roll that back. Hold on. Because I don't want to go through and try to fix that stuff, so we're going to do it this way. We're going to just do a wall like that, and then we're going to move the wall like this, and then we won't get that. That won't happen. That will kind of just not mess with us. So there we go. There we are, and we're going to open up this space to the rest of the apartment. To some extent. We're not going to do it fully like that, because I do want to have a more typical closed-in apartment. I don't want to have that completely open look. We have this. We're going to put that back there. So we're going to make this as kind of a greenhouse, maybe like a 2-story greenhouse. Much like we kind of did with the coffee shop, but to an even greater degree. So we'll do maybe this and this. And like that. Up here. Let's see, where are we up here? So all in all, even though this seems like a pretty big space, I mean, for a 1-bedroom studio with a big, a big open greenhouse, it's going to be a pretty compact space. Again, we're going to draw in some sort of supports here. Here we go. And we'll take this out. And then we've got a really nice kind of two-story space here. We'll go ahead and take out this upper section of wall as well. That's a little bit harder to remove. How in the world did I do it on the first floor? Because it's not really reaching all the way up. I guess I just really didn't do it all the way on the first floor. So we'll just do the same thing here. We'll leave it as it is. And we're going to grab the new solid glass walls so that from the inside, you can, see down into the garden. Which is kind of a hallmark of the line. I've mentioned that before. There's an awful lot of greenery, a lot of green spaces kind of going on. So we're kind of doing the same thing here. Now I'm going to need some stairs. We're going to run some stairs from here all the way up. We'll just do a flight of stairs for every floor. And we've got enough room here. We can actually use stairs. We're not going to have to do. Let's see. Where did I put that? Right there. Let's kind of try to put it in the same area. We'll go up here. Now, let me go back down here. This is reading a little bit of the inside, and I'm not real sure. Oh, I do know why. Hold on here. It is because of this. Now, this is going to leave me a little bit of a quandary because if I seal this in like that, it's going to erase the roof that's there, that glass roof that I'm using as an exterior wall. So we really can't do that. But at the same time, I also do not want this space open to the outdoors. So let's go ahead and we'll take our highest wall that we have here, pony wall, and we'll maybe put it out here. And then since this part is open, we can seal off this part. That will well, it still didn't work, did it? I was going to say, that'll maintain, because it does. It maintains. I know what's wrong. Well, no, I don't. Let me think about it. It maintains that, though. Why is this reading outside? Let me think about it. Let's see here. The only thing I can really think is there a glitch with these glass walls that causes it to read? That can't be it. No, it can't be it. So why is it reading out? Because I don't need this. There we go. Now, that's better because I opened it up to the outside, providing a stairwell to the roof. That explains it right there. A lot of times, problems in the game are user error. And that was one of them. Not all the time. Don't take that the wrong way. Not all the time. Because a lot of times it's programming error. But in this case, it was user error. So let me go down here. I want to grab something from Business and Hobbies. This particular door here. We're going to put one on each end. And then we can do rows of plants. Well, I don't know if I'm going to do a full row of plant here. I do want to put a couple little benches out here. Maybe we can make a little tea area out here, kind of like I did with the botanical garden. We'll set ourselves up for a little tea area. Let's see. Let's grab a few planters. Now, one thing I did for the botanical garden was I just kind of used them like this. So they were kind of halfway onto the wall, which I used roofs over there as well to create a cylinder for our botanical garden. So I'm going to maybe go ahead and just do the same thing here. But let's pull that in. Let's pull that in. Let's pull that in. And then we might do a selection of just kind of gardening type plants, not necessarily harvestables. What I'm going to do here with this is trees and harvestables. Like I just said, right? Let's put in some lemon trees. I use the lemon trees just because I know it works so well. And in this case, we do need it for apothecary. I'm going to turn them around just a little. Well, I was going to. Are they the same no matter what? Will they only go one way? I guess they will only go one way. So we're going to leave them just like that. And then we'll come in here and maybe, oh, you know what? Let's do some other fruits. How about that? Or flowers. What kind of flowers do I need for the flower press? Well, it's going to be stuff that comes with base game, right? So let's go into debug. Let's see what kind of flowers we have in debug with the base game. And we'll kind of grab a bunch of those and plant. Because there were no new flowers with the new pack. And that means everything else that came with the new pack that would be used would be base game related. Now, there could be a few flowers that you would use if there was any cross-pack integration, but I don't remember any cross-pack integration with the flower press book, so I'm going to guess no. Now, we have a death flower. We have an orchid. Did it use those? I don't think they did. I don't think it used either one of those. I think it used maybe a rose. I think it did use snapdragons. So I'm going to come down here and put in some snapdragons. Let's put some snapdragons here. What's this? Oh, lily. I think it uses lilies. Let's put some lilies in here. And then what else? It's, you know what? I keep thinking maybe not rose, but let's face it, it's a base game flower. So I'm going to bet that it is used in there somewhere, and we are going to go ahead and just put that down. We're going to put some roses in there. And just hope that I'm right. Maybe it's right. Maybe it's wrong. Let's try to go real slow, see what else we might be missing here. Now we have Wolf's Bane. Is that a flower? Oh, it is a flower. It says it's a flower, so let's go ahead and use that too. Again, I don't remember Wolf's Bane being an option in that book, but let's do it anyway. We can probably sell it, right? We can sell it. Whoops, I went too hard on that one. So there's the fruits we were at. Let's see here. Okay, what's this? Daisies we've already planted. We planted the daisies. And those are like the cheapest things, so that might be about it. We have, oh, no, we have bluebells. Oh, and I know bluebells are in there. So we'll put some bluebells in here. And is that it? I don't see anything else for flowers from the base game. So I've got two little spaces left over there. My thought is maybe we'll just plant some strawberries, because strawberries are always like super expensive, right? So let's put in some strawberries here. See what we get. It didn't pull them up really. Again, kind of left me out here, but I think we can find them. What's this? This is blackberries. How much are those? 16. I should have grabbed strawberries earlier when I was looking at it. Come on. Oh, there they are. Yay. Strawberries. Here we go. So that's going to give us a nice little garden of harvestables, and then we can throw in some potted plants. Let's get some flooring in here real quick. We'll put in, what I'm thinking is we might go ahead and just use the new flooring. You know, the flooring kind of looks like, you know, walking out on stones and stuff. Let's put that in here. That's what I use downstairs in the cafe as well. So I think it works pretty well. And, okay, so I want to have a little tea area. How do I want to set this up? Let's set that up first, and then we'll come back and we'll do other plants. We'll put other plants in there. I'm going to use this kind of fancy chair here. I haven't used it very much. So let's put a fancy chair in. I'll put a fancy chair in here. Maybe a table, just kind of, oh, no. You know, I'm not going to use a table. I wonder if this will work. We're going to have to test it. We are going to have to test it, but I'm going to try putting it on this. Will it work on that? I don't know. But I love that. This is one of my favorites. I just love this. It's just so sweet and simple. Let's go ahead and do like a tea set here. We're going to put in tea, see what comes up. I've been using this a lot. I love this one. Let's use this one. Will it work on there? No. Can I make it work? I'm really going to have to play test that. I don't know if that'll work. But doesn't it look cute on there like that? I hope it does. I might change it to the blue and white. Yeah, let's go with blue and white on that little mushroom. And we're just going to pray that, that it works, right? I'm going to grab this too while we're at it. Because, you know what? Well, I don't think I can put that under there. I think that'll cause routing issues. I would love to put that under there. I'm going to put it back here. I'm going to use this somewhere in here. I don't have a whole lot of room. Maybe if I did... Nah, I'm going to leave the tea area right there. Okay, so, all right. I'm going to bring our test sim over here, Reg, and we're going to see if he can get here, and then we're going to see if he can, like, have tea, right? At least he's feeling better, despite the fact that somebody he probably doesn't even know died. He is feeling better. He seems to be in better spirits. Let's see, where is he? He says he can't get there. Okay, so let's see. Can he get down here? Yes, he can get down there. So let's let him get there, and then let's see. There he is. Okay, so now it seems to me, oh, you know what? I know what the problem is. Oh, golly. Okay, I know what the problem is. Don't laugh. I didn't put a door in so that he can get in here. Yeah, okay, I get it. It's been a long day. I was mentioning at the start of the stream, this is my birthday today. I've had a very busy day. I'm not used to any activity. Not used to getting out of the house, except to go to work. So I have had some lunch. I had my presents already. I'm gonna have cake later. So I could use a nap. That's what I really need is a nap. But I'm not going to take a nap. I'm going to continue working here, get a little bit of this taken care of. Okay, so he made it. He is here. Now, can he make tea off of... Let's do orange blossom tea. He can't do it. Oh, that breaks my heart because I want to use that so bad. But, you know, I bet I can use it. I bet I can. Let's try this. Let's see if we get ourselves a table. Can I do it on a... I know I can do it on an end table. Let's grab an end table here. And it doesn't really matter which one I grab. I don't know why I'm searching. Let's just grab this one. And we'll put it here, and we're going to put that tea set on it. And then I'm going to shrink the table way, way, way down. And I'm going to make it even smaller than that. We're going to move the table over here, of course. And then we'll grab this mushroom and just barely intersect it so it looks like it's there, but it's not. And hopefully this is going to work. The mushroom might still interfere with it. I mean, I know we can do this. This will work. And what we'll do when we get done is I I don't even really need to disguise it. What I'll do is I'll just shrink it down so far with the tool mod it just disappears. That's what we're going to do. But let's see here. Let's check out Reg again. Let's see if he can do it. Steep our orange blossom tea. Oh, come on, please. Please. Oh, please do it. Okay, so it's not. This might be getting in the way, unfortunately. That kind of breaks my heart. Will it work like this, just floating? Let's make sure that's not the. I mean, I've done it like this before, so that should not be the problem. And it's not the problem. That does in fact work, right? Because is he starting it? Well, he did. He kind of dropped that. So maybe wait. Pour tea. Yeah, there we go. So that part does work. Just I can't use this. That's really sad. I'm gonna go cry. Let's move. Since I know that it works with an end table, let's just use a regular end table, you guys. We'll pull up the stuff that we have from the new pack here first. I can't believe that didn't work. That's going to ruin my day. You know what I could do? I know what I could do. I can just put this underneath here, like down here. Where is it? Where's it supposed to go? Like right in the middle, right? So right in the middle. And then I can put it down here like that. And then I can just raise it up. And like this, you know. And I'll just have to kind of guess where I want it, which that's way too high. But what I'm hoping is that since it reads as being, actually, that's kind of cute though too, right? That's kind of cute there. They have that thing over it, like it's a little kind of, you know, cover or something for the whole thing. But let's go real quick, and we're going to try using tool mod to lower it, and I hope that doesn't reset the game's perception of it as being back in this room, right? That's what I hope. Just to test it, we're going to have him grab a cup of tea to see if it's in the way. It's not in the way right now, so we're going to sit here while I work on this, and whoops. Okay, so that's almost there. Let's lower it a little bit more. Maybe just, well, no, I think it's going to take more than that. Let's go with 0.2. Did that do it? Not quite. Still kind of sticking up above there a little bit. Let's, there we go. Now we have it setting on that. Now the big question, of course, is that going to create interference? And how am I going to figure this out? Where can I get him to drop that tea at? Wash dishes. So he's getting ready. He wants to go wash that teacup. So he is done with it. Hopefully, no, I kind of want you to stop, buddy, and just drop it somewhere. Yeah, just put it down. Anywhere will do. Thank you, Reg. Let me see. Can I put this in his inventory? Did that work? I don't think that worked. Oh, no. In fact, it's right back there. Okay, well, it can just stay there, and we'll come and deal with that later. What we're going to do right now is see, did this work? Is it going to interfere with him getting tea off that? No, it doesn't. So that did work. Because again, the game's going to interpret this particular item as being downstairs, right? On that other floor, even though visually we see it here on this floor. So yay, now we've got a little place to serve our tea. We're going to shrink this table down to nothing. We're going to scale it down to 0.001, like 1/1000th of its size. And if we can still see it, I'm going to undo that and make it even smaller. But we can't see it any longer. Hooray, hooray. It is gone. it is effectively gone. So we have a nice little tea set here. We can, and now that we have the area kind of defined, let's put in like a rug. Let's maybe look at putting in a few more clutter items. I think I'm going to put this maybe just right back there. Maybe like that kind of. We'll see. We'll see what we do with that. That's one of my favorite items, by the way. I love that item. I use it so often. I just kind of love the little teapot. It looks, I don't know what that even supposed to be. Is it an elephant? I always think it's kind of an elephant. I don't know why, but it kind of strikes me as that. So we need a nice little rug here, something that an artist might use. So I'm thinking, but also he's kind of fancy because he has an awfully nice tea set and some nice furniture. So, we could use this. I haven't used something like this in a while. Make it a little bit bigger. What kind of colors does it come in? I don't know though. I'm kind of not digging the scale. Let's take that out. How about we use this or maybe the Realm of Magic one? Where is... I know this kind of comes in a green. I mean, that's a gray. I think it comes in a green, right? Is that green? Is that what they're calling green? That's green. So we could do, you know, a nice little green rug here. Okay, so we got a nice little runner there. And just trying to decide what other plants. You know what? Let's use the plants from the new pack. Let's go here. Let's go to the potted plants from the new pack. We'll kind of put a bunch of those in this room. We have the two new outdoor plants, which curiously enough are only included with the roof stuff if you're looking for them. Like if you can't find these in the outdoor landscaping version, they are like with the chimneys and the roof plants, but not with the landscaping plants. I'm kind of surprised they haven't fixed that already. Actually, to be honest, I really am. Because I kind of thought, oh, they'll update that super quick, but they haven't really yet. So if you're having trouble finding those, that is where they are. And then maybe, I love this one. I love that little plant. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. And I think I'll put it here. We'll move this out a little bit. So we're going to kind of bring this up here. We'll kind of clutter this in behind it a little bit. Like so. And then we do have some of these new plants that you're supposed to take care of. I don't think I have to take care of these though. Well, it says gardening skill. Never mind. It does say gardening skill, so I guess I do have to take care of them. Because I was kind of thinking that these were just like plants, like versions of the new plants that just happen to not die on you. Because I am not much of a gardener when it comes to houseplants. Oh, but it doesn't. I'm going to put this here. Can we lift this up a little bit? Where's his little smile? It's going to be like this. I'm going to try just tilting it a little bit because I want to be able to see a smile real well. I love this little cup. It's the sweetest little plant. I use it on a lot of desks now because it's perfect for a desk, right? Because it's real small. And then he's just got a little smile. Where's me see? Let's see. There's one in, but not that one. That one's funny though. I do like that. That is kind of funny. So we got that. We've got brown. I don't know if I'll use brown. That's really sweet looking. I think I will use a nice warm wood tone. Now, since if I put those there, they're just going to die. I guess I'm not going to put those there. We could use this. This would be really cute. So let's put maybe this here in the corner, make it a little bit bigger. And then let's just take off the qualifier and let's look and see what we have. You know what I'm thinking? Since we have this, maybe we could go ahead and do that other gnome kind of piece. There it is. This is another one of my big favorites. I love this plant. So we'll just put it right here. like so. That is super, super cute. In fact, I really wish, maybe someone who can do custom content and mods could do it. But wouldn't that be great if that was an actual fairy house, like with the new pack? I would have just loved if this was came as in a new version as an actual fairy house because it just is adorable and I've just used it so much and I love it. So let's see if we can throw in maybe this or well, hmm. I know, maybe these? Maybe those. Those look good. I want something kind of bushy here, kind of bushy and colorful. I do want to see what kind of swatches this comes in. I might just go with that first one. Well, maybe that. Let's go with that. Let's keep it a little bit light. Keep it a little bit light. We'll make those lighter ones there. Now we could do all sorts of kind of flower. You know what? I guess I will. I think I will. I think I will. Let's take something. Let's see here. What have we got to work with? I want to do something that looks like a planter, maybe with a bush in it or something. This is what I'm looking for, though. That stuff. I guess I can just grab something. It doesn't really matter, does it? Really? I just need, I'm just going to agonize over this, and all I need is a bucket with a bush in it. Where is something? This will do. This is exactly what I need. We're going to put, well, maybe. Will that work? Now that I get it there, I'm thinking, well, is it what I need? I'm going to go with it. I'm going with that for now. In fact, you know what? I don't even need that. Now that I think about it, we're just going to make pretend dirt. We'll just go in here. We'll make some pretend dirt. This does not have to be real. We're not going to grow anything in it. So we're going to make some pretend dirt here because I just want something to raise up. Like, let me see. Did we get a sort of lower vine? You know what I mean? Like a vine that would be growing down here with this pack. We did. Okay, right here. So let's do this like it's growing out of the dirt. It's not, it doesn't exactly look like it's growing out of the dirt, but we're going to put enough sort of like little decor stuff here. We're going to throw in some kind of thick sort of grass here, like this stuff. Kind of disguises where it ties into the soil. And then I really want to have this run just all the way across this sort of garden area. So I'm going to shrink it down one. I'm going to shrink it down two, like that. Make it a little bit smaller as it grows. Because, obviously the newer stuff's going to be a little bit smaller, so it's kind of growing out that way. I really kind of want to move this now. I want to move it a little bit. Maybe like right here, maybe. And let's move this a little bit more. Because I'm going to try to take a piece of this and kind of bring it out this other side. What all do we have? We have this piece. Oh, we have this stuff too. I'm going to put that in there. We're going to just make this a whole garden room, right? Whole sort of garden room here. Oh, that's pretty. I'm going to go with that purple. I don't think I've landed on that yet. And I kind of like how it matches the rocks. Gives it kind of a little fantastical sort of feel. And I just like purple leaves like that. What is it, like African violet or something that's purple like that? So that's actually a deeper purple, it looks like. Is it the same thing? Like, what do I have selected here? I had that. So, like, no, that's a door. What I've selected here. It doesn't show what I've got selected here. That's kind of weird. Is it this one? No. I'm gonna go with that because I know it matches that, but does it match the rocks? I just don't know what I had selected there. It does not match the rocks. Which one do I have? Not that. It's kind of strange. What did I pick? Maybe that. It's that there. Let me go with that one. See, to me, this looks pink, right? Like pink and yellow. And I guess it kind of is, but not really. It looks like purple and yellow. So we'll put those there, and then I'm going to try to get a small piece of whatever this is. Maybe this. What is this? That's that stuff there. And then we have this. Oh, that's that bigger. Okay, so then we have this. Aha! We can use that. Although, truth be told, I don't know. Can I bring it over here like this? And then if I bring more grapevines like this, is it going to look a little bit too much? It might look a little bit too much. Whoops, grab that. Okay, so we'll kind of lay it in here like so. There we go. Do it like that. I don't know if I need a whole lot more. I mean, I feel like I have sometimes the Victorian fear of empty spaces, right? Or open spaces. But that's kind of a lot. There is a lot in there. And once these bushes grow up, it's going to be a lot. I could do a bookshelf or something here. I suppose I could do some sort of bookshelves. I mean, it seems like, yeah, if you came in out here to enjoy some tea, you might want a book. So let's take a look at bookshelves real quick. We've got this. This is really cute. I do love that. I kind of want something, though, that's going to be a little bit more narrow. And what do we have that's like that? I don't know. Not a whole lot is narrow. I love this, because it's narrow and it's open since we have a glass wall. So that's kind of a contender, except that it's also doesn't really match anything else in this room. It's not very fancy, but I don't know. Maybe I can make it work. We do have this. This is almost too much, and it doesn't fit the overall vibe of everything else. We've got this thing. That's actually really thin. I love the profile on that. Does it come in anything that looks new? Let's check and see. And believe me, I love all of the werewolf stuff because it doesn't look new. So I understand that they did not do a new version, but at the same time, right now, kind of would like one. I don't know. That doesn't look that bad. I mean, yeah, it's not brand new, but I don't think it sticks out that much compared to the rest of this stuff. And we can kind of bring these. Whoops, let's move him first. Move this. We can bring this stuff a little bit, kind of over here, and then let's bring this little guy over here and turn him like that, so you can see his sweet little face better. And then we'll bring this out a little bit. Hopefully it's not going to cause me some routing issues with that chair. We're going to test that here in just a second. And then we'll have like a nice bookshelf there. I mean, it is a little beat up. And if I kind of come up with a way to kind of disguise that, and I might come up with a way to disguise that, then, maybe I will. Maybe I will. But right now, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it is pulling the vibe I like. Let's see if he can sit in this chair. He can, so the plant's not interfering with the chair. I'm going to set him to work just planting this stuff. And I also can't do this while there is a tree taking up. Oh, yes, we can actually. I mean, we can't do it like that. But what we can do is we're going to take the trees out and then we'll plant everything. And once everything is planted, we can put the trees back. Because again, in my botanical garden, that's exactly what I did. I wanted it to be, a lot more lush, and that, God bless it, $12,000. I'm gonna have to cheat them another mill. I have to cheat them another $1,000,000 to get this place finished. Let's let him pay his bills here so I don't forget. And then we're going to move those trees, see if he can plant them aside from the tree being in the way. I guess we'll just get rid of them. We can look them back up here in a minute. Plant. Oh, you know what I need to put in here? I know what I need to put in here. I need to put a little gnome in here. That way, when fairies move in, they can put that little gnome to work taking care of all this stuff. Because if there is one thing gnomes do well, it's garden. And the other thing they do well is they leave seed packets everywhere. And I know what you're thinking. If you've seen any pictures, if you haven't played it yet, you're thinking, what a mess. That is not a mess. That is money. That is like that little gnome came in and he just dropped money all over the floor. I'm not even kidding. I had like $15,000 in seed packets just from one time. Just from one time, because they were like rare packets. I had $10,000 in rare seeds, and I didn't need them. Well, I don't even know what's in a rare seed packet. But I had like $10,000 of rare seeds alone. So like every chance you get, have that gnome garden. Wake him up. Have him garden once you're a fairy. And bring him to life, have him garden, and let him drop those seeds wherever he wants. I'm going to put him in a nice little spot here. What would you want if you're a gnome? I want to put something here to kind of make him happy. I used to hate gnomes. I did. And in fact, typically I keep a recycler on my lot. That way, if a gnome shows up and gets out of hand, I just throw him in the recycler and make him useful for once. But when they were dropping money, they became my new best friends. And it was him. It was like a little bear one. So he's my new best friend. Absolutely love him. He's fantastic. I thought we might give him a little umbrella. Does that sound nice? Maybe this one. Let's see here. Can we do it? Is it going to work? Okay, so I think that's like half size. It's still a little bit too big, but what we can do is we'll go in with tool mod. We'll make it a little bit smaller. What kind of colors do we have? Let's see here. We got green, yellow. The yellow is pretty. Yellow's really pretty. We got white. I'm going to go with green. Green's been a real theory with this, or kind of not theory, a real just sort of color choice with me on this. There's so many plants and there's so much kind of greenery around. Let's scale this back. I think we were already at 50%, so maybe 35. Is that too hard? No, that's good. He looks really cute under there. So I'm going to give him that little kind of umbrella there. Here we go. Let's move it over just a little bit. Not intersect our plants too much. Give him a nice little place to rest. Reg is still planting our flowers. I wonder if he cannot reach that flower here. Probably not. or here. Probably not. That's okay. If he can't, I'll just take them out. Let's see here. Let's see if he waves his hands around and says, I cannot reach that. There's no more space for new plants. Oh, okay. Well, if you say so. I mean, I only got 2 little bushes there, but if you say so. You know what I bet I could do? I don't think I've ever tried this. I don't do a lot of gardening. But maybe I move that there. I'm going to move that there. I'm going to move that there. Put that there. Let's see if that works. Is there enough space now? Let's see. No, what's it going to say? It did. It did work. Did it work? It worked. Ha ha. Awesome. Let me pause him real quick before he gets going too much here. We're going to just switch all of these around. Because I'm going for a lush look. These are some gardening people, they are totally into this like whole nature thing. So let's put that back there, that there. Move that there. See if I can reach it. There it is. And there we go. So we got those back in place. So hopefully he'll go ahead and just finish planting the rest of this stuff for us. And unfortunately, he's not a fairy. I should have went in and made one of them a fairy or brought a fairy family in here or something, because they could have just activated that little gnome and he would have went through and, taken care of stuff. I don't think they plant. They don't plant, but they will take care of it. I'm going to speed him up. I don't know why I'm watching him. Does he unlock the mint? Nah. I don't know why I'm watching at regular speed. I don't need to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we've got a couple of things. This is going to be our one-bedroom artist loft, right? So my thought is, first of all, we need to put a roof on this part. So let's grab a roof there. In fact, there probably is a roof here. Isn't there not? No, not yet. Okay. So we'll put a little roof on here. Bring it all the way down. Bring it across. I could have sworn I already put a roof on this. I'm honest to God. So I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Obviously I didn't. What can I say? And then let's grab this piece here. And we'll go ahead and we'll just put this piece here as well. Part of that's because I'm going to, this is why I thought I did this already. Okay, see how I've kind of got this molding around part of the building? I thought I put it around the rest of the building. And to do that, you have to, have a floor up there. So we'll put this here. There we go. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, one bedroom artist loft. So I need room for kitchen, living room, bathroom, bedroom, art studio. My thought is, of course, kitchen would fit here real easily. I can do a living room down here quite easily. Up here, though, maybe I don't have room for an artist loft. I thought this was such a big space. I really fooled myself. I thought it was going to be such a big space. Well, we can move this in. Can bring this in a little bit like that. And then I can fit a bedroom and a bathroom, I think. I know I can. Because I can do a bedroom here real easy, and I can do a bathroom right here. And then we could do the artist kind of area over here. Okay, that works. That works. We'll drop down here. We're going to throw in our kitchen for this artist studio. I really could have put the art studio out here instead of a greenhouse. But it is enchanted by nature, not enchanted by art. So that didn't happen. Let's grab our pure expressions here. Okay. What kind of flooring? I don't know. I guess we could use different flooring depending on the type of kitchen we're going to do. I really have no idea. I'm just kind of, what did we use down here? We used that. Let's use this again. We'll use this for the kitchen. It's a nice green, nothing wrong with it. And then we're going to bring it here, down here. And not in the living room. Let's not do the living room that way. Let's grab just a wood. Again, I've used this wood a lot in these sort of builds. I'm going to stick with that for now. I might change it. Ultimately, we might change it. I might change it. And I think I'm going to make this wood and then all the way down to here. Now, what I really want to do is put in some sort of bathroom, and I don't have a lot of room for that. So I've got to really look at this and see. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to, this will be fine. We'll go ahead and we'll, it'll be fine. Famous last words. First of all, let me have this. Let me have this here. Let's put that there. Um, what I can do is I can do a little 2x2 bathroom, right? I mean, our 2x1. So I could do it right here. And that still leaves enough room for the stairs. I'm going to grab a kind of puck light here just to light things up a little bit. There we go. Let's go ahead and grab a door for this particular room. This requires a little bit of kind of movement around, but it's pretty easy to get this to work. Let's do that for now. We'll go here to the bathroom, grab a toilet. Now, I've used this particular toilet to some extent with these builds. I don't think I'm going to here. I want to do something a little more normal and a little more modern. We need to slide it back a little bit into the wall. I think that will be fine. And then we're going to put a sink across from it, of course. We don't have to put a sink across from it, but, you know, they'd use the sink in the kitchen to wash their hands. But it's more realistic, and that's what we're going to do. So let's grab this new sink. And again, we need to move it back just a little bit. Let me see if it's sticking through the wall on the other side. It is sticking through the wall just a bit there. I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to leave it because we could probably just put bookshelves here or something like that. Let's grab a mirror here. Let's see. Like that, which is kind of fancy. It looks like, you know, it's one of those mirrors where the faucet comes out of the mirror, pours into the sink. The one thing I don't like about this sink is pretty big, so it is intersecting, you know, the wall. I could use a sink that would not do that. I just like this new one a lot, so I got to decide. Maybe if I can just do that far, we'll see. Let's have Reg come in here and use the bathroom real quick. Oh, what are you saying? You can't, what does that mean? What is he waving? Can you go out the door? It's not the chair and it's not the bookshelf. It's going to be this. Okay, so let's adjust this. Maybe like that. I do feel like I have used this over a door before, so we're going to try. No, he's still saying that. Okay. It does not work. Let me put it there and see if it works that way. I don't really like it like that. So if that's how it works, we may not use it. Yeah, that's how it works. Oh man, I don't know. You know what might be cute there? Let's do it real quick before I forget. Yeah, I mean, I might use it. It might work because what might be cute there, what if we go ahead and put a little stained glass window up there? And what if we swap out that solid glass door for something a little more imaginative? Like, so we put this here, right? And then we can make this more of an eyebrow sort of for the stained glass part. Like that. And then I think I'm going to change that to, I like the fox, you know, there's a fox in here. That one there, he's so cute. Let's do that. We'll go with the fox, and then I'm going to take the door out. And what kind of door? I don't think we have anything like a stained glass door. Not that I recall. And I mean, there's something. I was a little bit like this, right? Like the sort of door. No, not that. I want something a little more kind of fantasy, a little more kind of like a fairy would have in there. Well, there is this. We have these new fairy doors, right? So there's that. That's not too bad. That's a contender. We have this version of it. Oh, that's also pretty good. Okay. So it's almost there. But I don't know. I got to think about it. Let me put that there. I want to save that because I do like that. That's definitely on the short list. But then I'm looking and we also got stuff like this, right? Which I do like. And I think that comes in a more screened version, does it? No. But one of those versions would work really, really well. And, you know, it's right next door to our Moroccan garden out here. So maybe it kind of ties in a little bit. It's also, though, just a little bit too big. I mean, honestly, it is a little bit too big. It's intersecting the window. That's a tough call. In fact, I'm gonna bring this down here and save it just to remind myself. I might use it someplace else. We've got this particular door, which is gonna be a little bit closer. It does come in stained glass. And we've got this sort of door, also comes with stained glass, but it's a little bit too rustic looking. I mean, like stone kind of, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for there, but you know, heavy kind of, I don't know. We've got that, but if I'm gonna use that, I think I'll just use that other door over there. And is there anything else? Well, we've got these kind of doors. Again, a little bit too big. We've got this new door. That works. That does work very well. Boy. And I love this design down here below it. And we've got this, which comes like in a butterfly design, but it's a little bit big for the space. I don't know. Is it? I guess it's not. Let me take this out. But I do think it's too big. I'm not going to use that. I love the butterfly in it, and that's what's making me want to grab it and put it in there because the butterfly looks so cool. And I have not had a lot of opportunity to use it so far, but I'm not going to. Let's match the wood tone to this a little bit better. And I think that's really cute. And I'm going to do the same thing down here on the other end so they can use this door as well. Put it right down here. Grab ourselves our stained glass window. I wish we had more of these sort of whimsical sort of windows like that. Gonna make that a little smaller, bring it up here. And you know, the great thing about putting the flowers around it, it does kind of look like a little fox kind of in a burrow or something, kind of like he's just kind of tucked in there taking a nap. So I love that. We're going to go with that there. And then we're going to have Reg finally get a chance to try out the bathroom. I was going to delete that door. Let's do this first. Come in here and use the bathroom. Okay, so that's working. The bathroom is working. Will he use the sink here? Yep. Okay, so our bathroom, our 2x1 bathroom, everything's set the way it needs to be. You just have to be careful. It's really easy to do that, to set up a small bathroom like that. You just have to be careful that all of the positioning is right. Let's grab ourselves some more furniture. I think I'm going to use actually these chairs again. Let's put them in here. Just kind of do a sort of small living room. Maybe like a little conversation area. Grab ourselves a dining table, coffee table. Let's go with the coffee table here. I'm going to use this one. I thought about using this earlier in a build. I think I did I end up using it? I think so. I'm going to use it again. I think it comes in kind of a little bit of a greener look. If not, this one will do. Yeah, let's just leave it like that. We'll go with that there. We're going to grab a round rug, pretty quick round rug here. I really love this. I want to use this, but I think it's a little bit too, again, too rustic, a little bit too country with the chairs. I guess I could swap the chairs out. Maybe I swap the chairs out so I can keep it. Let's do 2 love seats. Let's go here to comfort. Let's grab a couple of love seats. What do we have to work with? I might even find something comfortable, right? Maybe if there's something with some stuff thrown on it, some pillows. I do like that. It's not really the look, for that table and that rug, but I do kind of like it. We've got this. This might work. Do. And we've got this. I really like this as well. Maybe we'll use this here. Again, I'm not sure it goes with that table. I love that table, and I'm really just set on using that table. I've got this. I don't know. The thrift store fine. He is an artist. He is an artist. And I do not like blankets and pillows, or if you've ever seen me do a stream, I don't like blankets and pillows thrown on stuff like that. But here's the deal. He is an artist. So maybe we'll do them different colors again, because he got it at a thrift store, right? So maybe where was that one? I'm gonna go with that, I think. Do it kind of a little bit wild, a little exuberant. Let's grab some flowers here for the table. Oh, I like this. Will this fit? It does fit. Let's do that. Since we're kind of going, exuberant here, let's go all out. Let's just do it. Give it a nice orange glow. Do. I was thinking about putting a computer or office here, but I'm not going to, because he is an artist and he's going to have an artist studio. So I'm not sure he really needs a computer or an office. Now, in real life, you do. If you're an artist, you do kind of need an office, to do your financial stuff with, stuff like that. But in this world, in this time, he has an accountant. We're going to say he has an accountant, and the accountant handles all that money detail because he's just into creative stuff. He's not into anything else. Does not want to be bothered with the numbers. I love this, and I haven't got to use it enough so far. So maybe we grab it and make a little alcove back here. This is starting to look kind of boho, a little bit boho. I think that kind of fits an artist personality, though, right? In fact, while we're at it, let's just go in here to that pack, right? Let's go into the boho pack, which was the movie stuff or whatever it's called. What was that called? Movie hangout. So there was tons of stuff like that, like tons of boho stuff. Obviously, not any wall coverings, but I wonder if there's some decorative stuff we can kind of work in here. Let's see, maybe not. No, we can. We can use one of these plants. Kind of put a plant here by the sofa. If I make that bigger, does it get real big? I mean, yeah, it kind of does. I feel like it's kind of too small to sit by itself, so I guess I could kind of put it right here by this plant. Kind of let it play off the size of that. Maybe I can find something else. I know what else I can put there. In fact, what I'm going to do when I get this done, I'm going to grab some of the pillows we have now, and I'll throw some pillows in here. So, kind of the free standing pillows. Let's change the color of this maybe a little bit. What have we got? We got that. We got that. I thought there was something a little more kind of exuberant. There is that. Let's go with that. And then with this thing here, mm, oh, I love that. Let's go with that. And so we've got that in there now. And I don't really see a lot of art because the art here is all movie posters. There's this. Wait. There is this. So maybe this here. Now, my question is going to be, though, does that kind of take away from the wallpaper? Is that a little bit clashy with the wallpaper? It might be a little bit clashy with the wallpaper. So maybe I don't use that here. Maybe I save it for down here, maybe by the kitchen. And I might put the other one down here too. Let's use both of them, maybe down here. Have a nice collage of pictures down there. Now, I'm going to look for those pillows. We'll just take this qualifier off. Put in pillow. Seriously, these pillows are like some of the best things in the game for me. Like, I love having these. They're just so convenient. So I'm going to grab like a big bright one here. Let's put a big one like this here. And we're going to line up a couple of smaller ones next to it. Now, I will say this. One great thing about just finally cutting loose and just using crazy colored stuff everywhere is it really does give you that sort of freedom. Like anything works. Anything, just put it out there. We got a red, we got a yellow. Let's go with the yellow. I'm going to just try to no, not like that. There we go. Come on. Like that. So I have a little pile of pillows here for, boho people. They like to lay around on the floor a little bit. They're just going to be loose. They're going to just hang out, so we'll put that there. I need something to put here by the door, like maybe a table to put keys on and a mirror. And I just kind of let the boho mirror go, but I think that's okay because what I think I'm going to use is I've already used this once in this build, but I think I'm going to use it again. What I was thinking was this, but now I'm seeing this as I come over here, and now I'm going to do that. Because again, that looks I hope it comes in a little bit brighter color, something a little more kind of fun. That's not too bad. That looks good. We got kind of beigey. Right now I'm leaning towards the teal. Let's go with that teal look. They're kind of a blue, a gray, or a teal. I'm going to go with the teal. We'll go with the teal there, and we're going to find ourselves a little table to put underneath it. That really does kind of tie in really well. Kind of that thrift store type of look. Get ourselves a little bit of a garage sale type of look there. Let's look at our accent tables. Need something kind of small. I love this. I'm just afraid it doesn't. Well, you know what? Does this come in a teal too? Like some sort of Caribbean sort of color? Kinda it does. We got that color there. Got that one, that one, that one. So right off the bat, that works really well. I don't want it to clash. So maybe we go with that. I don't know. I do love that color. My big fear is that it's going to clash a little bit with that color. Which I was just kind of saying, do we need to worry about if it clashes? Maybe. Maybe we do. What about this? We've got this. Does this come in maybe like, let's see here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This was it. I'm probably going to go with that one that we just clicked on first. That was like fate. Okay, this was meant to be. So we're going to take this out. We're going to put this over here in its place. Because if anything looks like it belongs in an artist loft, it's that. That definitely looks there. Let's find our keys. We got to put our keys on the table, of course. Phone and keys. There they are. What color do those come in? Yeah, we got that. We've got that. Orange with polka dots. It's got to be. Orange is one of my favorite colors anyway. So we'll go with that. Where should I put that? Here, over here. Let's put it there. Now I still have this area kind of here to deal with. Do. It's not very big. I don't know what I'm gonna put there. I guess I could kind of wait for a moment. I don't know. I could continue this wallpaper all the way around. It's a little bit much to carry it all the way around, but this room's a little bit much, right? So let's do that. We'll carry the wallpaper all the way around. And then if I figure out something else when I'm working on the rest of this apartment, then great. Down here in the kitchen, I think I've already decided this tile is not going to work. We're going to need to come up with something else. I might end up changing that wood floor as well, again, simply because I'm kind of feeling this vibe now, kind of getting this sort of, this boho vibes kind of kicking in with me. So I want to do something a little more fun, like maybe this sort of stuff, maybe this in green, right? So something like that. That looks really good. I also like this though. Tough one, tough choice. What do I do? What do I do? I'm gonna go with the green. I'm gonna go with the first choice there. I do think the green looks good. Now, once I find some cabinets for this kitchen, will I still agree with that? Don't know. For cabinets, I really want to lean towards something like this or this. Do we have anything else like that? Let's see here. Not really. So I'm thinking kind of this. Now, I'm going to do just bars instead of actual countertops. I think. Can I put a sink in a bar? Because, and I'll tell you the reason why. The reason why I want to do it is because I want to be able to have this curtain front. I don't want doors on the front. I want the little curtain. So let's go through here. Let's see what the best looking, like that looks good. That looks pretty, oh, that looks very good. That looks good. I'm gonna go with that. Is there anything that's more green though? Let me take a look here. Now we've got that. Something that's going to tie into the floor a little bit more. That might tie into the floor more, but that kind of ties into the floor more. Oh boy, this is going to be a tough choice. I'm going to go with that. Let's go with that there. There we go. What did I go with here? Oh, that one. So that's the one I've got over there. Okay, so we I think a sim should use that without any trouble. Now I know they'll use it facing this direction, right? I'm going to hope they'll do it this direction. I think they will. We're going to grab our stove here. The stove that matches the cabinets, this nice green stove. I guess I don't have to use the green stove. What about this? Is any of this coming green? No? That's too bad. How about this one? Or this? Is this coming green? I don't see anything. I guess we don't have to use green. We could do maybe whatever that color is. It's supposed to be orange, maybe. Got that red. I just love this stove so much, so I'm going to go ahead and use it. The thing is with the refrigerator, I'm kind of thinking about using a different refrigerator, so I a little hemmed and hawed there with that stove. I'm really kind of wanting to use this refrigerator, which I guess I could. I guess we can put it in there. It doesn't have to match. Nothing else matches so far, right? So why does that matter if that matches? It does not matter. It does not matter if it matches. I'm probably going to move the sink down here like that. A little bit wonky, but that's okay. One thing we could do, you know what we could do? Let's move the sink here like that. And then we'll just grab this as a corner. Where's the corner piece of that? Like that. Kind of make ourselves a nice L-shaped kitchen. Don't worry, Art, I haven't forgot about you. We're going to work with the art here in a minute. Let's grab our upper cabinets. Do. Let's go ahead and maybe turn them blue. What color kind of matches with this thing? Does that match with it? I mean, kinda. Let's go with that. And then we'll grab this one here, put there. And we'll just do, 2 different colors. Put that there. Grab a corner. And voila. That's actually not too bad. I do like that. Again, it's a very kind of eclectic look. So yeah, totally cool. I'm going to use one of these sets of paintings. I'm going to use this really bright one first. And I might use that a couple of areas just in different, different skins. And we're going to put that there. Again, you're coming towards the kitchen. You got something kind of bright, kind of happy to look at, kind of fun, right? What colors do these come in? Anything? Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's good too. Both of those are good. Okay, so much better than the first one. I'm going to go ahead and take that and I'm going to put it here. So when you first come up the stairs, that's what you see. And then I'm going to take it and move it over here in the other configuration, right? Now, in reality, once I'm playing this particular, oh, for goodness sake, stop bouncing. So I read somewhere once where there's somebody can go into like the programming and actually tell it not to do that. I got to find that again and go in and do that. Makes me a little crazy. Okay, so if I was actually, really playing this, I would just hang the artist's, the artist stuff up here. I'm going to make this a little bit like his artwork, a little bit like a mudroom entrance, kind of like muddy. Which we have mudroom stuff coming. Maybe that's why I said mudroom. It's kind of on my brain. That's coming in like next week, I think, right? Next week. Like another kit. It's going to be funny how many kits we end up with. I think someday someone's going to have to count and see, did we get as many kits as we got like Sims 3 store items? Because I think people forget. It seems like we get a lot of kits, but I swear, like the Sims 3 store, there was something every single month. And sometimes like 2 or 3 things every month. It was so hard to keep up with that thing. And they were expensive. They're kind of expensive too. Okay, so that's good. That's a pretty good first floor. I think we got a good start there. Up here, we're going to have some light. Let's get some light up here because it looks really dark right now. Light fixture. Light fixture. Now, again, for the moment, I'm going to grab just plain white walls until I think of something else to put in here. Like so. Like this. Like that. Now, the artist studio, I think I'll put here on the small side. And then for the bathroom, how much room have I got here? So bed, closet, walk-in closet, bathroom, trying to figure out the right configuration for this and what I want to do with other stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. Let's map out a closet right here. And it's going to be a walk-in closet. We are going to use Dream Home Decorator, and we'll just set up the shelves on each side with a door here. So the sim can walk into the closet and, find their clothes or whatever, change their outfit. Now for a bathroom, because this is kind of a small space, this is a pretty tight space. Mostly because I gave like a third of it away to this, sort of greenhouse here. But that's okay. It's worth it. It's worth it because we're enchanted by nature. We're so enchanted. We just gave away half our house to it. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put in a pretty narrow but serviceable bath. So we're going to do this here. And in fact, you know what we could do? We could kind of just make it open to the rest of the room if we wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and close it off, but I'm also going to use glass walls here so that guy can kind of see out to his garden and stuff there. It's like greenhouse area. And besides, it's the Sims; they don't care anyway, right? So if someone let the world see, that's what the Sims say. Let the world see. Actually, they do kind of care, but as long as you've got something that just pretends to be a door, they don't care. They don't care if it's really, if the walls are made out of glass because there is a wall here and there is a door here, so nobody can technically see. We're going to pull in. I really don't know what kind of tile. I'm going to fall back on this just tried and true tile here for a little bit. We'll put this in here. Then we will grab. I don't know. The toilet is a little embarrassing though. now that I think about it, the toilet is a little embarrassing. I don't know. I'm going to leave it for now. He lives alone. He lives alone, you guys. And with a bathroom with walls made out of glass where you can see yourself on, people can see you on the toilet, he's going to live alone forever. But that's okay. That's okay. He doesn't mind his own company. That's the way I look at it. I might change it. I might change it. I might adjust it a little bit. But for now, that'll be our bathroom. And over here, we'll do, I'm kind of tempted to do the same thing for the closet and glass it in. Maybe I don't know. That'd be too messy looking. I mean, I've kind of seen stuff like that that's very modern like that. I'm going to do it for now. We'll do it for now. Let's find a bed for this guy, some kind of flooring for this guy. I say guy. Anybody could live here. I'm just thinking of Reg, my test sim. Let's see here. We're going to put this back here in the artist studio. So naturally, it must be laminate, right? So we don't run our wood floors. We'll grab any kind of bed will do. Is this one good? Let's see. The new one. I guess we could give something really nice, but it has to kind of match the feel. Let me look at this. That is from the Death Pack. Let's see. But again, I'm kind of going. Am I going for an eclectic feel? I mean, kind of am, right? So I'm kind of going for that eclectic feel. I'm going to look real quick here. I think maybe see if I just see it. Maybe with growing together. I don't think it was this. Maybe it was this. Yeah, it was this. I'm gonna go with that. I like that bed. Again, it's kind of, really fun. Got a real fun look to it. Got a lot of bright patterns and colors to it. So we'll go with that. Let's see if we can find ourselves a couple of more end tables here that will work. I kind of feel like using this. Again, we're going with that boho sort of theme. It's a little bit quirky. It is kind of quirky, isn't it? I mean, I know it's for kids. It came with a pet stuff or something, but Maybe that on one side and this on another. What else do we have? Oh, we've got this. This is also a lot of really boho-y looking stuff. Let's grab one from here. We'll go with that. We'll take that out. We'll just give them a couple of different ideas here for end tables. Oh, wow. Let's go with that. That's good. I like that. And we'll go with this here. Throw some orange on that side since the bed's got some orange in it. Now we need some sort of something on the wall. And my thought is let's go with something really big art-wise on the wall that will be kind of stunning and kind of artsy. Right, kind of art. Now we have these sort of things, of course. I've used these a lot. We have this stuff also used a lot. Like I love it blown up like that. Looks really cool. And it looks really cool, with this style as well. That is kind of orange. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that there. We'll have to pull the bed out a little bit. Pull our tables maybe out just a tad. Pull this like that. And we can still do some kind of bright kind of wallpaper or something here on the wall. Something really bright, really funky. Kind of, well, maybe this. Nothing is popping right into my head, but there's got to be something here, right? We've got this. Does this come anything bright though? I mean, that would be kind of quirky back behind it. We really can't see most of it though. That's too bad. So maybe not that. That I mean that is kind of cool. I don't really like the wooden part on the bottom, but you really can't see that, right? You really can't see this sort of wainscoting down there. What colors does this come in? Ooh, okay. So like that. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna go with that. Give us a nice, kind of kick in the pants there. And how about, do I need a rug? I probably do need a rug, right? Some sort of rug. Less is always more. More is never less. This is where we're headed. Let's grab what's here. Okay, let's see. Cookies. Are they all cookies? They're all cookies. How about this from the Western pack? I'm thinking maybe that. I don't know. This room is looking really it is looking like a lot of look. But we could use the blue there. Could use that blue. I'm gonna go with that for now. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. Let's get rid of it. I mean, I like it when I first saw it and I first kind of thought of it. I thought, well, maybe no. Okay. Let's see if we have there's this. What's this look like? Maybe it's just gonna be too much pattern. Maybe I need to shy away a little bit from the pattern. Let's try. I'm almost thinking maybe I don't do a rug. Maybe. Yeah, I might not do a rug. Because I keep throwing stuff in here and I'm like, oh my God, that's a lot. Okay. If we feel like we have to have a rug, I guess I could do this maybe. This type of rug. Kind of plain. That doesn't really work though either. Does a rug just not work in this room? Maybe a rug just doesn't work in this room. Because nothing I'm finding here am I loving. Nothing. And I love all these rugs. Now, don't get me wrong. I love all these things I'm choosing. I love the way they look. I might do this. This comes in a very plain, some really plain sort of looks, like that green. And it does fill up the whole space. And it comes in a beige sort of look too. Like that. Let's go with that. Since I do kind of want to put a rug there. And I don't know though. When I pulled out, it did kind of ruin it. I'm gonna go with that, and I'm gonna get out of that room. It's driving me crazy. Okay, let's go to activities. Let's grab a little bit of art stuff. We've got that new art pack. I'm gonna just kind of throw some stuff in from that because that rug thing made me so crazy. I was just driving myself nuts with that thing. Let's go here. In fact, I should put this here. Let's put this here because I think that if I'm this sim, I need a drink right now. I'm gonna throw that down there. And then where is my fancy, let's get the really fancy, expensive deluxe easel that you're not supposed to have until you earn it as an artist, but we were born an artist, you guys. We earned it at birth. I mean, how, we came out of the womb that way. So there should be like a messy, first of all, let's look for like this messy sort of art stand. Which I do not want to go through all that stuff looking for. Let's try it this way. Part of it is I don't know what it's called. I do think it's here in this particular section, though. Ah, there it is. I thought it was near the bottom, and it is. So we're going to grab this here. We're going to put it in here. Then we're going to look at that, whatever it was called, artist studio kit, maybe. Ah, it was called artist studio. Okay, we're going to go to the artist studio here, and we're going to grab just a bunch of stuff. So let's throw in some of these shells here. Put in a couple of them. We're going to throw in some kind of inspiration pieces back behind. What do these look like? What other options do we have? Yeah, we're going to do something with a little more color to it, like that. And in fact, let's change this a little bit. Let's change this around a little bit. We're going to move this more over here because he does not want to look at the wall while he's painting. We're going to put it over here by this window. That kind of opens up our inspiration pieces there for us. We should have, is this a cart? Yeah. Let's throw our cart here. Let's throw our junk on the cart. Can we put our still life someplace? We'll throw it up there. Throw kind of some clutter here. Now, we are going to use a rug in this room. We'll just use one of the old worn out rugs. We're going to throw some paint cans over here. We're going to need a wash-up sink, so we will put in a wash-up sink. I'm just joking about getting drunk. I'm going to take that out. I mean, it's fine to put a bar in there. I'm not going to use that bar there. I guess I could put something downstairs in the living room, maybe, or a tray for making drinks or something. But no, I'm not really that frustrated. I mean, I kind of am because yeah, it was not working. It was not working. But we'll put this here. Do. Whoops. Pull some in there. Now I'm going to put like a little chair or something here, maybe in case he has someone come in, while he's painting, while he's working. If he wants somebody just to kind of drop down himself, it'll work really well. One thing I've forgotten, I need to put it in right now before I forget again. Let's see, do I want anything else from here? Yeah, well, maybe kind of put that there. Oh, one thing I need to put in before I forget is a garbage can. So let's take off our qualifier. Let's grab a garbage can here from the kitchen. Here we go. I always use this, I know it's expensive. I don't care. It is like the easiest thing in the world. And again, we're going to give it some color, kind of give it some brightness. Excuse me. And then we'll go here to the living room. Grab a werewolf, rug here. Throw that there, and then we just need an old chair. Let's look at this. Does this come in some kind of crazy cushion or something? This is not the sort of stuff I normally decorate with, so I really don't even know what this comes in, but it does. Look at that. Let's see here. We've got that. Got that. I like that a lot. Yeah, we're going to go with that right there. That's fine. And in fact, I'm going to bring this out. It's nice and small, very diminutive, so we can bring it kind of right here. Kind of as you enter the space, kind of tuck it in, kind of. Let's go ahead. We're going to throw in a few potted plants. We've already got that one. What else do we have here? This? Will this work up there? Yeah, but... Oh, how about that? Will that work? It will. Okay, so let's put this up here. Make it a nice purple, and we might even go ahead and throw in like the little can if it'll fit. It does. That's nice. Okay, so we'll throw the little can there. And this. Let's put some, well, no, not that one. I was going to put some plants there. I do want to put some plants there by the window. And I know exactly what I'm going to use. I'm going to use a hanging plant. All right, that looks pretty good. I think that looks good for his studio. The one thing I'm not real sure about is the lighting. I don't know if I want to keep this lighting. It does make good task lighting, even if it is a little kind of boring and dull. That's why I'm, not set on it. But I think I'm going to keep it for the moment. And we're going to go ahead and, kind of frame in our stairwell there, but we're going to use the seamless glass wall on it. The light fixture here in the bedroom, and God bless me, that rug. I'm going to just take the rug out. I'm over it. You know what I'm going to use? Did I use it down here? I did. I used one of these. Maybe I'll use that again. That didn't work. Where is it? Why is it not doing that? It's not highlighting the rug, is it? Let me see here. There we go. That's not really as big as I want it to be, but I can use Tool Mod to make it just a little bit bigger. And we'll see. Maybe we change it to a kind of an orange under there. Should we use this light fixture? I think that's cool. Let's do that. That's going to fit our vibe. It's a little, like I said, a little funky, a little crazy, but that's good. That looks kind of cool. We're going to throw in maybe a slightly different tone to it. What does the orange look like? Let's throw in an orange tone on it. I do like that rug better. I really do. Than anything else I think I put there. I think that's the one. I think that works. And I'll build a simple sort of closet here, and I don't know what there. Something. So, and that's going to be it for now. Please hit like, subscribe, and notify if you're watching right now. Or if you're watching on archive in the future, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. This is very close to done. Now, I thought I might finish it off this particular stream, except for the parts I'm going to do myself, like off stream. But it's not really finished, so I do think I'll do one more stream if I can all manage it tomorrow, Monday. If I can at all manage it, I'm going to try to do another stream tomorrow, and I will finish it up there. Some parts of it I might do off stream, like later tonight, and stuff. Especially throwaway areas like this, and some areas I might want to put a little bit of clutter, like over here in this sort of hanging garden area. But a lot of this is pretty much done. So, we'll finish it off pretty easily tomorrow, I think, maybe an hour and a half. But for now, that's it. I'm going to close it out. I'm starting to lose my voice anyway. Need to give it a little bit of a rest. So please hit like, subscribe, and notify. And until next time, as always, thanks for watching.